That 2017 estimate, how many people we're losing to this crisis, he brought up Vietnam. The statistics are actually 8 years that Vietnam was a long war. We were there for 8 years. Iraq was 8 years. Afghanistan is now 16 years. You combine all 3 of those wars, we lose more people to this problem every year than the combined effort of the last 3 wars that we've been in. A year. I like when I hear wow, right? Because what we need to do is get pissed off as a society and as people who are in healthcare, because the wow has to be there. You know, when I go and I'm lecturing about this and I do those same stats level, 5% of the world's, under 5% of the world's population, we consume over 90% of the opioids that are made, and 80% of people shooting up heroin say they started with a prescription medication. If we don't get pissed off, we're going to lose family members and friends or ourselves at some point in time. This CDC study is enough to smack all of us in the face, because you take a prescription of an opioid prescription one day, you have a 6% risk of that 1 year later you're still taking that medication. And a 2.9% risk that 3 years later you're taking that medication. Did anybody know that statistic existed? Because they're starting to curb this thing down, trying to prescribe only 7 days. I'm sure you've heard a lot of what states are doing, trying to restrict the prescribing, and everybody's squeezing things down. And they're prescribing for 7 days, but you just go back a week later and you get the next one, and you go back a week later and you get the next one. That's not fixing the problem. The number of scripts out there, it's a false read. They're actually very similar of what it used to be. They're counting the number of pills per prescription that have decreased. 8 days, 13.5%, 30 days, 30% we're still using. 30 days, how many people got a wisdom tooth pulled out? How many people went home with 30 days of Percocet? And you said, I don't need it, and they said, you may. 30 days. Now, my mother's generation, when that doctor said you had to take something, whether it made you throw up or fall on the floor or feel better, you took the damn thing till it was finished. How many people were put in a position to take 30 days worth of a medication for something that they should have never even been given in the first place, or maybe just a few days because, look, it's bad. If I'm in a car accident and I have a crush injury and half my leg is hanging off, if you don't give me something in the hospital, I'll hurt somebody, right? There's a reason the drugs were made. There's a reason why you have cancer pain, you have crush injuries, you have major surgeries, you have things that take place this is miraculous stuff, but it was put there for a reason until one day they decide to change the game. It's not okay that 30% of the people who took 30 days worth of a prescription a year later are still taking the medication. We know what it means to have an issue. Those things resolve. We're supposed to fix them. We're not supposed to hide them. We're supposed to fix them. Excuse me if I'm not yelling at you guys. I know you're looking at me like, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I don't even write prescriptions. It wasn't me. I'm passionate about it for a reason. It's just, the deeper I get in, it's almost scary that I don't sleep at night because it's that ugly.